Good morning. Hello. Welcome to Vinyasa Flow Yoga class with Dylan. That's me. We're going to get started in a moment. Just grab a block or find a comfortable or a mat, comfortable place to lay on the floor, whatever is right for you. Maybe some water, which I'm going to do real fast. Maybe pick some music. I have provided a link to a Spotify playlist if you'd like, or you can choose, of course, whatever you prefer. Whatever's going to give you a nice experience today. As you start to settle in for your practice, we'll start in a nice easy pose. My dog's here. Let's see. All right. Let's go and start in a nice, comfortable seated position. Could sit on the edge of a block if that's right for you. Today we might do a little bit of wall work at the end, or I might do a little bit of wall work. We'll see. Just find a spot that's right for you, but maybe have access to a wall if you want to explore handstands or headstands or something like that near the end of class. As you're seated, just sit back nice and tall, palms face up, wrists on the edge of your knees, elbows down. Close the eyes and breathe primarily through your nose. Nice and slow. As a reminder, everything in yoga is a suggestion, not a command, so do what's right for you. If anything is too easy, feel free to make it more challenging, or if it's too challenging, feel free to make it easier. And do what's right for you. If something doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. Just do your best. Start with your breath, and then your mind and your body will follow. Yoga is not about pain, so just find the right level of intensity that's good for you. Just do your best. There's no wrong. There's just different expressions of poses that are more efficient or more challenging or more rigorous, but it really doesn't matter too much. What matters for you is just finding a good experience for yourself. I usually suggest setting an intention for your practice. It could be compassion or gratitude or health or kindness or calmness or whatever you need right now. If you're watching this live, this is during the coronavirus quarantine, so there's a lot of uncertainty and change going on right now. But just do what's best for you. And as you're settling in, just remind yourself that it's okay wherever you're at. Nothing's perfect. So if your dog jumps on top of you during your yoga, or your kid needs something, you need to take a break, or whatever, it's totally fine. It's better to have some experience than no experience at all. And just remember to laugh. Remember to find joy in your practice. It's not something to take too seriously. I tend to tell more jokes in real life than I do in recorded because I don't see you, and I'm just kind of focused and kind of sharing my practice as I go through it. Yoga for me is a really nice way to just stay balanced and to improve my immune system and stay healthy. And I really enjoy it. And that's one of the reasons I'm recording these sessions, is to help anyone who's watching. A secondary reason is just that I'm more likely to do it every day if I record it than if I say I can do it. It's really easy to find an excuse not to do something, but if you've committed to do something at a specific time on a particular day, you're more likely to do it. So with all that said, let's go ahead and inhale. Bring our arms up overhead, nice and tall. And exhale, release your hands slowly to the earth. We're just trying to open up the spine and the muscles around it. Inhale up and exhale down, and maybe stretch those hands out wide. Inhale up and exhale down. Then inhale your arms up overhead and exhale, lean to the right. Hand beside your hip, maybe looking down at your hand forward or under your top hand. And with each exhale, maybe you lean a little bit deeper into the side bend. Inhale, slowly rise up. Exhale, lean to the left. Continue to breathe. Inhale, rise up through center. Once more on each side. Maybe look at a different spot this time. So if you're looking up, maybe look down or maybe look in front of you. Inhale, slowly rise up. Exhale to the left. Again, look somewhere before, different than where you were looking before. Inhale, slowly rise up. If you're on the edge of a block or even seated, maybe just start to take some nice hip circles. Rock it. Turn to neutral. Shrug your shoulders up and back a few times. Forwards and back a few times. Inhale, turn your head to look down at your right shoulder and just slowly rotate it through center to the left, and maybe take a nice full circle. And continue breathing as you slowly circle. The slower, generally, the better. And if you have any areas of discomfort, maybe pause there and just breathe into it a little bit more, helping to open up your neck and the muscles around it. And at some point after a few revolutions, maybe switch directions, continuing to breathe. Return to neutral. We're going to do some seated cat-cow variations to help open up our spine a bit more. They're a little more gentle than hands and knees cat-cow, which we'll do as well. But for now, place your hands on your shins and inhale. And for cat-cows, you always start from the bottom of your back and work your way up. So come forward with your belly, low back, and bring your shoulders back. Head looks forward, and then start to round from the bottom of your back as you exhale, and maybe you look down. Continue with your own breath, and your head just kind of moves last. And as a result of this rounding of your spine, rather than your head being something you're really actively focused on moving, and the more pressure you apply on your shins, the more you might get a stretch in your back around your spine. So just modulate the intensity as you see fit. And go ahead and return to neutral after you finish your next cat. And bring your hands forward, one hand over the other, and interlace your fingers. And we're going to do the same cat-cow sequence, but now we're going to inhale. Our arms are going to come up overhead and our back straight. I'm going to exhale, lower our arms and return and parallel to the earth and rounding the back for a cat. Inhale for a cow. Exhale for a cat. Inhale for a cow. Exhale for a cat. Shoulders and wrists and arms activating now. Return to neutral. And we do some teeter-totters to open up the neck. So one hand facing you, the other hand facing away from you. Get a nice grip on your fingers. We're just going to move our elbows and arms. So one side up on the inhale, the other down. Exhale both to neutral very deliberately. And then the opposite side, inhale. Exhale to neutral. Just continue alternating sides as you breathe. And the more you pull on your hands, the more you'll feel this on the sides of your neck and your shoulders. There's a nice nerve root that goes through your hands, through your biceps tendon, and all the way up to your neck. And that's what we're activating here through this tension. If this is too much, just don't pull as hard on your hands. One more time on each side. Turn to neutral. If you have a block underneath you, go ahead and remove it. Gonna inhale the hands up overhead and exhale, twist to the right. Right hand behind you, left hand outside your right quad. Sit up tall, twisting from the core, looking over that back shoulder. Each exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. And keeping the twist in your body, inhale just your neck forward or your head forward and look over your right shoulder or your left shoulder. I'm backwards today, apparently. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, twist your left. Continue surrendering a little bit more into the twist with each exhale. And inhale, keeping the twist in your body. Slowly turn your head forward and look over your front facing shoulder. And exhale, release. Just grab our hands and just kind of wiggle our arms and fingers and hands around and just kind of get some movement through our body, upper body. And exhale, release your hands beside you. Just gonna check and make sure the live stream is working. Looks like we're good. We're going to come to a butterfly first. Just bring your feet together. They can be close to you for more intensity or further away if that feels good. You're welcome to stay here or fold forward with your elbows pressing down on towards your knees. Or you could bring your hands or maybe even your forearms underneath your shins and just surrender a bit. Don't force pull it. Just adding a different stretch here. Maybe after a few breaths, you're surrendering more as you exhale. Maybe your body just wants to fold forward a little bit more. Maybe it doesn't. Inhale, slowly rise up. Straighten your legs. Sit up nice and tall. Engage your quads, your hamstrings. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, gently fold forward, maybe palms face up. Maybe your hands are under your calves. Maybe bend your elbows to surrender a little bit more into the fold. Inhale, slowly rise up. We're going to plant our hands behind us, either out facing sideways or directly behind you, hands facing forward. And you're welcome to stay here, just lifting your shoulders back, chest forward, head looking up a little bit. Or you can come to a reverse plank, lifting your hips, looking straight up and just holding, engaging your triceps, slight bend in your elbows. Lift your hips a little higher if you can. And exhale, slowly release. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward again. Maybe that feels a bit easier now. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Again, plant those hands, either facing out or facing forward. And just lean back and maybe exhale, lift up with your hips, or maybe just stay on the earth and just stretch your shoulders back and chest forward. And exhale, slowly release. Bring your knees to one side. Walk yourself to hands and knees. Whenever we're in our hands in yoga, fingers are spread wide. And exaggerate back here so you can see for a moment. So fingers are spread wide. Create as little space between the mat and your hands as possible. Pointer or middle finger facing forward. Your knuckles and your finger mounds are engaged. Your outer two fingers, your triceps, and your elbows are slightly bent even when your arms are straight. This helps you take pressure off your wrists. And then they're shoulder width apart. And then your feet are hip width, or your knees, your legs, everything below your waist is hip width apart. And just gonna rock side to side a little bit first. Just rock your hips to the left and to the right. Continue to breathe. And maybe glide forward a little bit and back a little bit. And return to neutral. We're going to come into our first few cat-cows, just a traditional one. So we're going to inhale, lower the lower belly, the chest forward, shoulders back, and then exhale, round, starting at the bottom of our neck, our bottom of our back, and working our way up our back and eventually to our head. And continue inhaling, forward, lowering, exhale, rounding, looking down, inhale, lower, exhale, round, return to neutral. And then we're just going to, I'm just going to rotate so you can see a little better. First thing you do is just bring that left foot back and just rock a bit, forward and back. Open up the calf and Achilles, hamstring maybe. And return to neutral and switch sides. And then we're going to either do normal cat-cows, or we're going to inhale, right leg behind you. Exhale, knee towards your forehead, rounding for cat. Inhaling for balancing cow, as I call it. Exhale, round. And on your next straightening, you could bring your left hand forward and then bring your knee to your elbow and extend. Knee to elbow and extend. Continue breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And go ahead and extend and hold it. And then you could open the heart by bending that back knee. Top hand comes around to grab your foot. Chest forward, shoulders back. And then you can bring your hand down and bring your foot to the outside, left side of your mat. And tap twice and arc up and over. Tapping twice on each side. Focus on height over width or speed. Just help open up your hips and glutes and legs. Once more on each side. And then come back to hands and knees. Spread your knees wide. Your bottom back to your feet. Hands forward. Surrender in a child's pose. Wide knees. You're welcome to stay in child's pose or slowly walk your hands off to the right and settle back into child's pose with a twist. Continuing to breathe. If you're taking a twist, inhale through center and exhale off to the left. Settle back down. And inhale back through center. And come back to hands and knees. And we're going to switch sides. You can either just do normal cat-cows, or you could inhale, your left leg back. Exhale, round, bring your knee to your forehead. Extend, round. Inhale, extend, and maybe bring that right hand forward. And then knee to elbow. Continue breathing, moving nice and slow. Feeling a deliberate stretch through your body and your spine. One more time. And then hold it for a breath. And then maybe bend your back knee and grab your hand around to meet your foot. And glide forward. Opening the heart just means bringing your chest forward and shoulders back. And plant your hand and bring your Foot to the right side of your mat and tap twice. Arc up and over. This moon opener. One more time on each side. Return to hands and knees. Come to our first down dog. So plant your hand, curl your toes, lift your hips, form a nice upside down V shape. Maybe walk one, straighten one leg, bend the other. The goal is for your heels to come towards the earth, but they don't have to reach the earth. Everyone's body is different. If you'd like, you could glide forward into a plank and then bend your knees, but hover them for bear. And then straighten, and you might find you get a little more distance between your hands and feet. Maybe do that again. Maybe one more time. Plank, bear, down dog. I'm going to inhale, slowly walk our hands back to our feet. And exhale, just fold forward, surrender. Maybe bring your one hand to the opposite elbow on both sides. Let your head hang heavy, your legs straighten most of the way. Again, like with your arms, even when your legs are straight, you still have a micro bend in your knee so you don't hyperextend or pull something. And exhale, just fold forward. And inhale, slowly rise up. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, arms up top. Exhale, lean to your left. Inhale, arms up. Cactus your arms, elbows, shoulder height or higher. Inhale, right heel lifts. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale up through center, lower the right heel, lift the left heel, and exhale, twist to the left. Inhale up through center. Exhale, hands beside you. Inhale your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, keep the pointer finger out. Exhale, just lean back. Maybe look up a little bit, but not too much. Exhale, release the bind. Bring your hands to your low back. Elbows pointing back. Or you can interlace your fingers. Inhale, look up again. Exhale, bend your knees and fold forward. Maybe as you are down, straighten your knees and straighten your arms up overhead. And exhale, release. Hands come through center. Rise up through chair. Knees bend. Shoulders relax. Arms straighten. Maybe you lift off your heels. Off your toes. And inhale, rise up slowly. And exhale, now lift off your heels onto your toes. And exhale, release your heels. Fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Hands to your shins, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Walk forward to a plank. From plank, you have the option for side plank. You can either bend your right knee, left leg straight, arm up overhead, or lift your left leg, or you can stack, or maybe stack and lift your top leg. Keep that elbow slightly bent, lift up with your hips, keep that top shoulder back in the same plane as your body, and curl the toes of your leg, top leg. Inhale, release through center, and exhale, maybe onto the left. And exhale, release through center. Take a Vinyasa flow. So high push-up to low push-up, up dog to down dog. And come to hands and knees again. I'm just going to come up through a quick camel. So walk yourself up. Just gentle. Hands pointing down. And just lean back. And then rise back up. Relax the hips. Come back to hands and knees. To up dog. Down dog. Inhale your right leg behind you. So bend your knees, stack your hips. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, glide it forward. Come down through low lunge. Inhale, lean back with your body. And exhale, rise up, arms up overhead. Take a full revolution to open up your shoulders. Inhale, arms up, shoulders relaxed. Inhale your right hand, your right hip. Exhale, lean forward and take a twist. Inhale, release to center, plant your hands. Straighten that front leg for a gentle half split. Inhale, walk forward, plant your hands. Come up through standing splits. Straight leg, forehead towards your knee. And exhale, release down, high lunge to low lunge. Knees back, settle down to narrow knee child's pose for a breath or two. Inhale, glide forward, keeping your forearms planted, and come through up dog or cobra. And exhale for down dog. Inhale, left leg up near behind you. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Keep equal balance between your shoulders and arms. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, glide it forward. Lower that back knee. Low lunge. Inhale, arms and hips back, and exhale, glide forward. Arms up, shoulders relaxed, and take a nice full revolution to open up those shoulders a bit. Inhale your arms back up beside your ears for low crescent. Inhale, left hand to your left hip. Exhale, lean forward, and then take the twist, knee outside your, or elbow outside your knee. And that leaning forward helps decompress the spine, making the twist more approachable. Exhale, release to center. Straighten that front leg for half splits. Just gentle, we'll do a deeper splits later. Inhale, walk yourself forward, plant your hand, going through standing splits. Keep those legs mostly straight. And exhale, release. Plant your hand, front knee back to meet your back knee. Surrender down into a narrow knee child's pose for a breath. Inhale, glide your chest and heart forward. Come through up dog or cobra. And exhale to down dog. Inhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up through chair. Bending your knees, straightening your arms. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, maybe come onto your toes, lifting your heels. Your next exhale, release your heels, fold forward from your hips, swan dive. Inhale, hands to your shins for half lift. Exhale, fold forward and walk forward to down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, option for side plank if you'd like. Inhale back through center. Exhale, switch sides. And then exhale, release to center. Come back up through down dog. Inhale your right leg in there behind you. Exhale, glide it forward. We're going to rise up through crescent Front knees bent, back legs straight. Shoulders relaxed, arms up overhead. No. Inhale, your arms up overhead. And exhale, bring them behind you to your low back. Maybe interlace your fingers. Inhale, lean back, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Maybe your arms come up off your back a little bit. Inhale, rise up through crescent. Relax in the shoulders, straighten the arms. Inhale, right hand on your right hip. Exhale, lean forward. Take a twist. And you can stay here with your elbow outside your knee, hands towards heart center. You can open up one arm, lift the other up. Or you can plant your hand inside your foot for revolved side angle. And don't force your arm too far back. You lead with your belly or your core and your shoulder, and your arm trails. Exhale, release to center. Bring your back foot up a little bit. We're going to rise up through pyramid. If you have blocks, you might want to bring them beside your foot. Now start up tall. It's really humid or warm here today. I am sweating good. So inhale, start up tall. And with your hands on your hips, you're just going to fold forward until your back wants to start to round. This is pyramid. Front foot straight, back foot back at a little bit of an angle. And then we're going to bend that front knee slightly and then fold forward. Maybe re-straighten that knee most of the way. Put your hands on your blocks, your shins, the floor if that's right for you. And bend that front knee, come back through high lunge. You're gonna fly up through either standing L, hands on the earth, or warrior C. Your hands can be in front of you, beside you, behind you, whatever's right for you. We're gonna exhale, release to the earth. Come back through three-legged dog, and then either come through high push-up with three-legged dog, or bring your foot down and take your vinyasa flow. High push-up to low push-up. Up dog or cobra to down dog. Lower your knees wide, arms forward. Just gonna come into a quick child's pose. We're gonna thread the needle. Right arm up overhead. Exhale, release it under your left arm. You're welcome to stay there or add a twist, bring that top hand up and over around the opposite hip. If you're threading the needle, release that side, lift the left arm up, bring it under the right side. Exhale, release, take the twist. Exhale, release to center. Come back to hands and knees. Come up through down dog. Inhale that left leg up in the air behind you. Exhale, glide it forward. Rise up through crescent. Inhale your arms up overhead. Wait. Exhale, release the bind. Bring your hands behind your low back and interlace them again. Inhale, lean back up, and then exhale, fold forward. You can stay here. Maybe bring your arms up overhead a little bit or just off your back a little bit. Inhale, slowly rise up through crescent. After a couple breaths, inhale, left hand to your left hip. Exhale, lean forward. Take the twist. You can stay here or open up your arms or bring your hand inside your foot for revolved side angle. Keeping that back leg straight. Exhale, release. Bump that back foot up a little bit. Rise up through pyramid. Inhale tall, hands on your hips. Front foot's forward, back foot's out at like 30 degrees to the left, pointing to 11 o'clock. Exhale, fold forward just to the point Again, and if you forgot your blocks like I had, maybe bring them back up. And then exhale just to the point where your back wants to start to round. It might just be a couple of inches. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, bend your front knee slightly, and then round down. And then maybe re-straighten that leg most of the way. Should feel a nice stretch on your hamstrings. A little work by your hips. And then bend front knee, plant your hands, high lunge, fly up for warrior C. And exhale, release. High lunge, take a three-legged dog. And your choice of Vinyasa flow, high push-up to low push-up, up dog or cobra, to down dog. And inhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Exhale, heel toe your feet out wide. And come into a yogi squat. If you have bad knees, you can bring your forearms under your knees, or just bring your elbows to your knees, or maybe you can straighten your arms. You're going to stay here or explore crow, planting your hands, bring your knees towards your armpits or triceps, and maybe floating, looking forward. Key to a good crow is to trust that you're not going to fall forward. Your center of gravity is a lot further forward than you might expect on that posture. Or you're just more than welcome to stay in yogi squat. Inhale, plant your hands, straighten your legs, rise up to center, rise up through down dog. Maybe catch your breath or get some water real quick if you need it. In my case, I'm going to turn down the air conditioning a little bit. My dog is curious what I'm doing. Whenever you're ready, meet back in down dog. Inhale your right leg in the air behind you. Exhale, glide it forward. This time we're coming through warrior A. So for warrior A, your legs are on separate parallel tracks. Front knees bent, back leg straight. Back foot's out at a 45-degree angle. Your hips twist forward. And you find equal balance between your front and back leg. Maybe bend your front knee a little more. Maybe lift your front toes and replant them wide. And you relax your shoulders and bring your arms up overhead beside your ears. You just find a nice equilibrium state, keeping that back leg straight and engaged. And we're going to inhale, float up to warrior C, just for a breath or two. Then we're going to exhale into warrior B. So now our heels are aligned in the same plane. Our upper body's vertical. Front knee remains bent, back leg remains straight. Now it's at a 90-degree angle, facing the side of your mat. Inhale, relax your shoulders. Hands are pulling in opposite directions. And then you look forward over your front fingers for warrior B. Inhale, flip your front palm, lean forward, and lean back for reverse warrior. That leaning forward again decompresses the spine. Here we're really lifting up with that top hand. Back legs engaged. And then inhale, just straighten those legs. Lift that top hand up a little higher for reverse warrior. Inhale, return to neutral. Warrior B, arms, legs still straight. And exhale, we're coming in triangle. So lean forward and then lean up. And really lift up on that triangle. And you'll see some people way down here. I find that's not really very beneficial for most. I focus on lifting up nice and high, keeping that top shoulder back. But some people can take their upper body and move it out this way while still actively lifting up and engaged. And exhale, bend that front knee. Come into side angle. Your elbow can remain on your quad. Your hand can come inside. Your arms can come forward like this, or you can take a wrap. Continue to breathe. And exhale. Untwist. And place your hand outside in front of your foot. Come up to half moon. Hand on your hip. Straighten that front leg and lift up with that top hand. Toes are still curled on the lifting leg. Maybe you float up, or maybe you put your hand on a block. And exhale, release to warrior B. Legs. Remember the heel toe or feet out wide. For wide-legged forward fold. Inhale up. And exhale, fold forward. You come on your hands, forearms. Hands behind your calves. Come into a handstand. I'm going to come into a handstand with the wall for this one. But do what's right for you. If you're in handstand, maybe start to come out of it. Whew. It's always fun. From wide legs forward fold, come up to half lift. Bring your heel toe, your feet closer together. We have our heels in, toes out, arms up through a star shape. And exhale, lower to goddess by bending your knees and elbows. And maybe lifting onto your toes. Maybe bring your hands behind your head and gently rocking side to side. Maybe as you rock, you start to come down a little lower. And then release. Stand up tall. Inhale. Heel toe your feet out wide. Exhale, fold forward. Walk yourself forward into a lunge. Three-legged dog to Vinyasa flow. High push-up to low push-up. Up dog to down dog. Come to your hands and knees. Again, this time we'll take another camel, maybe a little more rigorous this time. Engage your front hips and quads. Chest forward, shoulders back. And exhale, maybe your hands come one to your low back and one to your foot. Maybe both come to your feet. Your feet can either be flat on the earth or your toes could be curled under. If that makes camel more approachable for you. Just try to keep your quads forward, hips forward, shoulders back. Inhale, bring your hands to your low back. Exhale, come back to hands and knees. Inhale up to down dog. Next inhale, left leg up in the air behind you. Exhale, glide it forward for warrior A. Back foot's planted, back leg straight out at a 45-degree angle for that foot. Front foot's forward, ankles tracking over it. Hips forward, maybe just grab your hips and twist them a little. And exhale, rise up. Shoulders and arms relaxed. The more your shoulders are relaxed, the straighter your arms will go. If you muscle it, they'll go like this. If you relax, they'll comply. Inhale, up through warrior C. Just for 2 breaths. And exhale back. I'm just twisting around so you can see better for warrior B. Heels aligned, front knee bent, upper body vertical. Arms straight, shoulders relaxed. Look over that left hand. Inhale, flip the front palm, lean forward, and then lean back for reverse warrior. Keeping that front knee bent. Not doing much to that backhand. You can wrap it around if you'd like. Inhale, just straighten that front leg for reverse triangle. Lift that top hand up a little higher. Keeping the legs where they are, inhale the arms to warrior B. And exhale, lean forward and tilt for triangle. Again, actively lifting up and keep that shoulder back, legs straight, and top hand's really not doing much. Exhale, bend that front knee, side angle. Maybe your arms come forward, maybe you take a wrap. Do what's right for you. Exhale, release the twist. You're coming up through half moon. Just plant that left hand outside your left foot. Right hand on your hip. Twist your hips open to the side. Lift that top arm up. Keep those legs straight. Maybe lift your bottom hand too, maybe not. Exhale, release to warrior B. Heel toe your feet wide. This time we're going to do side lunges. So pick a side, just walk over to it. Those toes go out 45-degree angle. The other side, your foot's face up. Maybe you sit up tall and lift your arms. Maybe you don't. And then inhale, put your hands and slowly walk to the other side. Exhale, walk back to center, heels in, heels out, toes in. We do a very wide-legged down dog. Just bring your hands forward, hands out really wide. Just do a nice down dog from here. And then walk yourself back to center and take, I'm totally messed up what I'm gonna do. And take a Vinyasa flow, three-legged dog, high push-up to low push-up, up dog to down dog. And then from down dog, walk yourself onto your forearms for forearm plank. Or you can bring your knees down and just do a forearm plank from there. And from forearm plank, walk yourself forward into a dolphin. Just walking your feet forward, getting more of a down dog shape in your body. Maybe lift one leg up overhead. Maybe lift the other. And then surrender down to child's pose. Just take a few breaths here. Do a quick time check. Ooh. Not much time left. Okay. Come back to hands and knees. Inhale your right leg behind you. Exhale, blade it forward outside your hands for humble warrior or high lizard. You can stay here, track that knee over the ankle, not in front of it. And you can come on your forearms in a block if you'd like. You can plant your hands facing out sideways. Come onto your forearms for a balancing posture. Or you can do bird of paradise by stretching that right leg out. Right arm under it for support. It looks difficult. It's really not impressive. It's just about trusting that you can surrender. Relax. And do your best. Wherever you're at. Just going to sit here for a little while, not too long. If you ever want longer holds and stuff like this, I do teach a restorative class once a week online. Usually at night. It's a good go to bed class. But if you look through my videos, you'll see a restorative-ish class. And that's where we might hold this for like a couple minutes. Inhale slowly. Come back up to high lizard and straighten that front leg for half splits. Or maybe bring that foot a little further forward for a fuller expression of splits. And don't go to pain, just go to a point of mild discomfort or intensity. You can always put a block under your hands or under your hamstring, forehead towards your knee. Do what's right for you. And you can come back up to high lizard, and you can stay here. Or you could heel toe your foot. If you have bad knees, come onto your back and do figure four. Or come out to the side for pigeon. Sit up tall first, check your alignment as your knee tracking outside. Your hips, as your shin parallel to the front of your mat or as much as you can tolerate. It's your back leg straight behind you, but bent at the knee. If this feels good, you can always come onto your forearms. And if that still feels good, you can sort of shimmy your forearms forward. Make sure your hip is lifted, but your bottom's lifted, but sort of active pushing back. Maybe you lift your arms up overhead. Fingers come together and your thumbs come to your C7. You have a little tricep stretch here. Welcome to stay here for a couple more breaths. So rise up for active pigeon by walking your hands up, planting your hand in front of your shin, bending your back knee. Bring your left hand to grab your left foot. Maybe bring your right hand up and forward, or maybe overhead, and maybe it meets your hand and your elbows wrapped around your back foot. Mine is not, but just do what's right for you. And then exhale, release to the earth. Plant your hands, straighten your left leg. Three-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips, and you can stay here. Or flip your dog for wild thing. Maybe come closer all the way into a wheel. And return to center. Just rotate that right leg and hip out a little bit. Both directions. Return to neutral. Inhale, left leg behind you, parallel to the earth. Exhale, glide it forward to high lizard. And start here, check your alignment. Is your knee checked over your ankle? And you can stay here. Lower your forearms to the earth or on a block. Explore balancing posture. Resting your body on your forearms if you'd like. Or my favorite, the surrender posture, which is actually the easiest of these four in my opinion. Bring that left leg out. Sole your left foot plant on the earth. Left arm under your left leg for support. And looking, planting your cheek, your right cheek on the earth, looking over your left foot. And inhale. Slowly come back up to high lizard and straighten that front leg for half splits. Or maybe slide it a bit further forward for fuller expression of the posture. Inhale. Slowly rebend your knee, come onto your back if you need to, if you have bad knees. Otherwise, heel toe your foot out to the side for pigeon. And again, start tall, check your alignment. As your shin is parallel to the front of the mat as possible. Is your knee outside your hip? Can you sit up nice and tall comfortably? If so, just start to slowly come down to your forearms. Transitions in yoga where you possibly get hurt, so you just want to take them gentle, especially when you're pushing on your hips or hip flexors or a T-band or back. And find whatever expression of this posture is right for you today. Slowly rise back up. Plant your hand in front of your shin. If you want, you could stay in low pigeon, obviously, or explore active pigeon. Maybe bend that back knee and grab the back foot. Maybe the front hand comes up. Exhale, release. Straighten that right leg. Left knee bend. Maybe flip over for wild thing. If that's right for you. And exhale, return to hands and knees. Shake out that left hip a little bit. Come on to Sphinx pose for a couple breaths. Your forearms are just parallel to the front of your mat. The closer your elbows are to your body, the more intense this might be. Maybe you lift your core up off the earth. Exhale, release. Bring one arm up overhead. Roll onto your back. We're a little over scheduled today, so I'm just going to wrap things up with a bit of a spinal twist sequence. You're welcome to stop to do shoulder stand or whatever you want after that before we finish in Shavasana. So inhale, straighten your arms overhead, legs down long, toes curled back, so your heels and hands are in opposite directions. And bend your knees, bring them to chest. Just gently rock side to side. Maybe your feet come to the sky for happy baby. And just rock gently side to side. I'm going through this fairly quickly today. Please just take your time, do what you have time for. Maybe bring the soles of your feet together for reclined butterfly. Just keep your shoulders relaxed and on the earth. And bend your knees. Bring your arms out like a T for spinal twist. And exhale, knees off to the right. Look over your left side. Keep that left shoulder planted. Try and bring the knees to the earth, but if they're not cooperating, maybe just put a block underneath or between your knees. Again, hold this as long as you'd like, but I'm going to go through it fairly quickly because I don't want this to be a 85-minute video today. Inhale, slowly rise up through center. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Again, shoulders planted, look over towards your hand. Knees surrender to the earth. Maybe bring that hand on that side over to help coax them down. Maybe not. If you're feeling this in your side of your hips or your low back, just do what's right for you. Inhale, return to center. Just plant your feet wide and windshield wiper a couple times. This is just slightly different spinal twist. It helps with your low back and hips a little more too. And I'll do one more thing for your practice. Could be bridge, shoulder stand, plow. Bridge, just walk your feet close to your body and lift your hips up. Or maybe continue it up to a shoulder stand. Do what's right for you. Maybe plow. Maybe you can find that wall again. Otherwise, come into Shavasana, whichever variation of Shavasana you like. It's going to be short in the video today, but stay and do it as long as you want. Palms face up, heels in, toes out. Relax the back of your neck. Relax your jaw. You might see me a lot. My jaw's been kind of hurting lately. You might see me sort of constantly moving my mouth around just to try to relax it. And I got some pain in my chin about 15 years ago from an injury. And sometimes it just really flares up. Whenever you're ready, start to bring some life back to your hands and feet. Wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe windshield wiper your ankles and wrists side to side. Maybe take a little circles with them. Bring your arms up overhead, heels long for one more stretch, and then knees to your chest and just rock side to side gently. And then roll one arm up overhead, roll that side for a couple breaths. And slowly rise up to seated, just like we started class. Maybe sit on the edge of a block. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead, and exhale, release. As you're doing this, just reflect a few more times on how you feel compared to the start of class. Remember your intention. Maybe you carry that through your day or your week. And one more time, up and then down through center. Hands together, thumbs to your sternum. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. If you have any questions or feedback, just let me know in chat or email or social media. And of course, thank yourself for making time for your own practice and for your own sanity. Namaste. Thank you. And I hope you have an amazing day and see you soon. Bye-bye.